Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's time for another manga volume review by Yum Press. Welcome once again, guys. I was sent this one digitally a while back. Then I received volume two, physical copy, which I've been waiting to read. But now I finally finished the first volume. I'm going to review it. I'm going to jump to the second volume right after this video. That way I can continue the series. But it is a series that already aired as an anime last year. So it fills in some gaps of the story, but also I guess continues the story from where I left off eventually. So yeah, before anything, guys, if you haven't done so by now, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Give some love by commenting, liking, and sharing. You guys can find me on social media in the description below. Also, support Yum Press and their other companies, Easy Press, Yanon. Um, they are doing tremendous things for the anime otaku community. So they've never really been a deception for us. So they release so much and they do so much for the community. They're definitely a company that we should be supporting. So at the very least, check this anime and manga out, and that supports them just little by little. So there is a link in the description below where you guys can buy manga and light novels for a very cheap price, and they always have specials. So make sure you check them out as well. Okay, so this is the executioner and her way of life. Now, this one it seems like it's an easy kai, but it's not. First chapter is actually the first two chapters. It's basically the first episode of the series. And I don't remember if I actually ended up no, I don't think I watched past episode two from that series. But to be honest, from the manga, it wants me. It really encouraged me to actually watch the series. But I kind of want to read volume two at the very least, and then watch it, so I'm not, spoiling too much. But yeah, it's pretty sizable series. It's I think like 180 pages, so it's not too bad. We meet what we think is the protagonist, and we end up finding out that he comes from a different world. There's another girl who comes with him, and basically, this world treats him like, oh no, he's not good enough. We're gonna keep the girl for her to use her powers. And it's a mess. He gets rescued by a priestess, and the priestess tells him like, oh yeah, the world's cruel. Let me help you. Um, and ends up being that he's considered a lost one. Essentially, this kingdom has been bringing people from the other world so that they can basically exploit their powers. And she's explaining all this, and then she ends up killing him. Um, Huge shocker. I remember watching the episode, and it was like, what the heck is going on? Like, series very similar. Same thing, she's being super nice, but there's always that undertone, like something's being hidden. And yeah, she executes people like him that are brought from the other world and essentially are just dumped by the government or the kingdom. Doesn't stop there. She goes and tries to kill the girl, but the girl that was brought there ends up having a power where she is not able to kill her completely. Because of that, um, she then goes and tries to figure out how to kill her with other abilities, and she's not successful. So what ends up happening is the organization that she works for ends up sending her to where the organization is, and basically they tell her like, you need to try your best to kill her over here. And I think they call it that she has the pure concept of time, and essentially it's not that she can revive herself; is that she can reverse time. But I don't think she remembers what happened. So, yeah, she's definitely has dangerous power. Um, this organization, this church, believes that the government or the kingdom should not have or be able to possess the ability of controlling these beings, which makes sense because that can just be make a big mess. Towards the end, maybe 60-70% through the first volume, they're after they're in the train, there is a pursuit. They're trying to get um, I think they're robbing the train in general, but obviously they're robbing the wrong train because the priestess is there and she starts defending people and attacking people. Yeah, it's a massacre. That in a nutshell is the first volume. We don't know if she's going to be successful in killing this girl. We don't know if this girl is actually going to be a continuous side character. For sure, the accuser is the main character. She has other um, allies that show up to aid her as well, but there's not really a second main character. So I'm wondering if this girl ends up maybe surviving and they end up actually teaming up, and then in the long run, something happens where they're able to work together. I don't know. It could be because you would think the death of her would be the end of this volume, but she doesn't die. The volume um, it kind of ends on a hopeful note, I guess, for her. But I don't know. Like they make it clear through the middle of the series that this girl, because having this like special time power, um, she is gonna be difficult to kill, and that doesn't help. Obviously, the executioner. I'm trying to get to the page here. The executioner because yeah, it doesn't do well for them. So I wonder what Volume Two is going to be about. To be honest, it seems like there's going to be a lot more characters being introduced. According to the last few pages of this volume, it just kind of shows a lot of new characters. But yeah, I think yeah, the volume ends with them fighting still in the train, and the primary red armor knight shows up, which I guess is not going to be an ally, it's going to be a foe, and we'll see that fight in volume two. So, thank you guys so much for watching this. Check out the Empress, give them some love. Check out the links in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I will try to do more reviews for you guys. I'm trying to post 4 per week, which I've been doing for the past 2 weeks already. So I will continue to do that. Hopefully, that way I catch up with all this extra stuff that I have to review. So thank you again for your love and support, guys. I'll see you guys next time. And like always, don't be strangers. See you guys.